So far, I've already saved this as a different model and deleted all the sheets. That is my starting point for creating these drawings. The next thing I'm going to do in my floor plan view is I'm actually going to go ahead and remove the exterior dimensions so that the outwardmost thing I have is the exterior walls, which is going to make my sheets that I make with my floor plan on it much cleaner and easier to use. I'm now going to go to right click where it says sheets and pick new sheet. I don't have the sheets I need, so I'm going to click load. Under US Imperial, I'm going to drop down to where it says title blocks. And I am going to load A-blank. This is going to give me a blank A-sized paper. Hit OK. Now I have a blank A-sized paper. I'm going to go ahead and grab my floor plan and drag this on. And I'm going to click. And it's way too big. I'm going to go ahead and stay with my viewport. It's overlapping the page now. And I'm going to change it to 1/8 to a foot. Everything that we're going to do now is 1/8 to a foot. I'm going to change it to have no title, and I'm going to attempt to fit it on the page. Mine does fit on the page, but just barely. I'm going to center it up so that I should have some space around on all sides so that my margins won't get cut off. Okay? I'm now going to change this, the name, under sheets. So that it is A-01, because it is A-size paper, and this is floor plan. Since it doesn't have a title block, it's not going to put that anywhere, but it's going to help me keep track of what I've got. Okay? If your floor plan will not fit on a single blank sheet, what you need to do is go to Sheets, click New, go to Load, and there should be an option for legal size blank. This is 8 by 14. So when I do that, you'll notice I get a much wider page. Okay? So that is your option 2 if your floor plan at 1/8 inch to a foot will not fit, also for your elevations. This I will print 2 copies of, write my name on it, both copies. One will stay whole and be the one where I keep track of my walls and I use it to measure when we go to interior walls. The other will be cut out and glued on the actual model board. Don't cut out until you are told that it is time to cut out. To create the elevation views, we need to print. I'm going to go ahead and use this sheet that was A2 that I already made and change it to be elevations. If you fit on letter size paper, you don't need to make a legal version, but like I said, it's already created, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to now put my elevations north at the top. And again, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have this at 1/8 inch, like everything else, and no title. It doesn't matter if the window hangs off. I just need to make sure that the actual elevation itself is completely enclosed. I'm going to do the same thing with all of my elevations. Just bring them on, set them down, 1/8 inch to a foot, no title. Don't necessarily have to stagger them, but if it helps you fit them all in, you can. I do wish the software would let us put more than one copy on a sheet, because this would make the next step easier. However, what we're going to do is we're going to set these up so that you can print it, so you get the majority of your exterior walls showing. Now, we likely will have some bump outs, some walls that we don't yet have. Show you what I mean in a moment. That we'll have to use some tools to get those walls showing, and we will have to print multiple copies of this sheet. Here's what I mean. Right now, you can see all of my exterior walls, which if we look at my floor plan means I have the piece that goes here. I have the piece that goes on this little chunk. But what I don't have, I never see, is this exterior wall right here. Because as I'm looking at it from the east elevation, it's hidden. I don't see this at all. When I look at this wall right here from the west elevation, I don't see it. Okay? So as I'm looking at this, I would print this sheet exactly like it is. Then what I would do is go back to floor plan. I am going to have to unhide my elevations, unhide and view the category, my elevation markers. And what I'm going to have to do is when I click on the page here, I have my cut line. I will need to bring this cut line into this little bump in. What you will now see when I look at my west elevation is it cuts through the house, which none of this I need. The part that I need is right here. Okay? That is the only way I get this wall showing. Yeah. And I would have to do that also for, I don't know why the whole category didn't actually come back. Come here. But we'll go ahead and reveal everything. All right, so there's something going on where I'm not seeing the other ones. However, I'll just go ahead and go back into it. That's what you'll do is you'll click on this. I will actually need to do it for this gap as well. So I'd actually have to put this in this gap right here and then print it as well. Because again, I don't need any of this, but what I needed is this little chunk of wall right here. Your teacher will give you directions after these sheets have printed as to what you should do to make sure you have all of the sheets.